Hello, everyone. Here we are again for another interview with one of our amazing experts who is speaking at the Expand Your Influence event, which is 2 sleeps away. I am so excited. This is it's been about 9 months since we began the whole, the vision and the dream for the event. And of course, we shifted a few times, but we're staying with it. Here we are. It's September 17th, 2020. And I'm joined today with Deidre Sirianni. And Deidre, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Deidre, I am so delighted. You and I met in British Columbia, I believe. And, we have Adeline joining us. Hello, Adeline. Oh my gosh, Adeline is one of our VIP guests at the event. So yes, so exciting. And so Deidre, I just want the audience to know a little bit about you, and then we're going to get a little deeper into what your work is, and let's tell some stories.
Sounds great. I love it.
So Deidre is a TEDx speaker, and if you haven't had a chance to watch her talk, we could even post that as well after this for people to go. It's such a powerful talk that you did, Deidre. Oh my goodness. You're an accelerated evolution guide, an activator of truth and human awakening. And Deidre is the founder of Radically Aligned Life. And, the work that you do, and I've seen you perform and heard some of your talk. And, the work that you do really dissolves the mental barriers, doesn't it? The emotional barriers that many people, and, I would almost say every human has some sort of trauma, on various, ranges and experiences so that people can break through that and release that and then live the purposeful life that they want to live. And I'm just so delighted that you're one of our speakers. It's such an important part for entrepreneurs, especially heart-centered entrepreneurs, because they come into this work from that place of giving. And it's so important that we're healed in our own life, right? Mm-hmm. So that we can give our gifts forward. So what I'd like for you to share, Deidre, with the audience that's listening, and we have a couple more people that are on here, is your story about what happened for you, or what was going on when you started your business. What was that inspiration, if you will? Share with us.
Wow. Well, so I started my first business about 10 years ago, and it was in the health and wellness space, and it was in yoga and personal development. And I absolutely loved that because I got to work with people on the physical, the mental, and the emotional. However, I kept bumping up against resistance in their physical body, resistance in taking and putting things into action. And I would do these goal setting sessions within corporations during retreats and other experiences that I didn't feel like I was able to do my soul's work. And I've always been a cheerleader. I've always had gifts to essentially connect with what's going on in the universe, in the unseen world, as well as the seen world, to help people accelerate their results and heal. And I really wanted to create something for people where they're not boxed into a container. They're not boxed in and told how to be or who to be. And a lot of the personal development that I had gone through and spiritual development from my past of really discovering what I'm really here to do, I found that there were too many restrictions around who you had to be in order to really show up and get what you needed, which I find very, it didn't feel authentic. And so I essentially dropped into this work because it was the path of least resistance. And I just knew that I needed to support people on healing their trauma. I had to support them in stepping into their purpose, because when we have unhealed trauma, it shows up everywhere. And when we're not in our gifts, when we're not connected to our purpose, we're definitely not connected to our worth. And that's where depression, dis-ease, and all of those things manifest. And fine-tuning people's intuition as well as everything else. So I really was like, this is like such important work, and I can bring all my energy behind it. And it's something I naturally do all of the time anyways.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to really show up in this space.
I love what you said regarding the desire to find the tools, if you will, or the practices that were more authentic. As that's very similar to the experience that I had in my search and my quest when I was seeking the tools to help me resolve traumas I had in my life. Was and it was maybe just for me, it didn't feel right to be put into a box and told in order to get what I wanted, I had to be a certain person or to be like someone else.
Right.
So that really resonated when you said that what you discovered was for you to do the work that you wanted to do on yourself and also for your clients was about finding that, what do you call it? Like a unique, I use the word bespoke because a lot of my training is from England. So, crafting something that is, from you. So can you share a little bit about that and how your authentic self weaves into your work?
Absolutely. So I love that you shared that, because there are so many programs out there that I've experienced and have supported me to move to a certain level. But at a certain point, we're all infinite beings with infinite potential. And we don't need someone telling us who to be or how to be. What we really need is we need a guide to help us unravel our truth, and then the support and the tools to continue on our path, because we're all unique beings with our own missions and our own backgrounds and all of that. So with the work that I do, it's very much I am divinely connected, and I'm very grateful for that gift, and it's available to everyone, right? Through the fine tuning, the healing, and the activating your gifts. So I get a download of where people are supposed to be versus where they are now, and I can see an energetic kind of blueprint of what's in the way and what needs to be moved through on a physical, mental, emotional, and energetic level. And so I have different programs and offerings, and when I'm in front of someone, I can see and feel what's going on inside of their body. So I can see and feel what energetics and what emotions need to be processed. And so through that is how I navigate through it. And then I have different tools like past life regressions, activating people's highest gifts, because we're kind of like these, Christmas trees, right? And the thing is, most of us have like 3 or 4 lights on in our Christmas tree of our gifts, our tools that we've activated, and the other ones are asleep. So I help people activate their gifts, and I can see and I can hear and feel what they need most. And a lot of our gifts are not available to us until we do the deeper work of healing our trauma. So the work that I do is a blend of there's structure, there's programs, but there's also the intuition and the knowing and the connecting with the soul and what the soul wants you to know.
Again, this so resonates. As it's working with entrepreneurs, which you as one of the 10 speakers coming to the Expand Your Influence event, what we're all there for is to support entrepreneurs on both the the strategies of the business and the planning of the business and the setting the outcomes and the goals, etc., and the inner work, right? Because we're human. And so if one of those is not fully operating, it's going to impact the whole system. So I love that you are able to help people, and I love what you said about finding the gifts in others. And so tell me more about, for the listeners, for the people that are here today. And I see James is here. Hi, James. We have a couple people. For those of you that are popping in and putting up some comments, what we're seeing is Facebook users. So there is a little trick to go in there and I think add your name or register or something with StreamYard. So we're going to have more and more people that are going to be listening to this call. And what I want you to hear more of, because I think it's really important for those that are coming to the event that are listening. And maybe some people are listening and they're thinking, what is this event about? And maybe it's somewhere that I need to be. What's important about the work you do, Deidre, right now? Can you kind of bring it to where we are currently with everything that's been going on in the world in the last, 6, 7, 8 months?
I love that question. Why is this work important now and relevant? More than ever, people are in tune with what's not working in their life. Areas that they've been settling, the places where they've been sweeping things under the rug. And we all have different moments in time in our life where our toleration level for our own BS is very low. And I'm feeling there's so much going on outside of us that we really need to master the internal state, because we can't continue to go outside of ourselves for the quick fixes, for the instant gratification, to escape ourselves, because we've been within ourselves for a while, and what's going on in the world is a reflection of what's going on collectively internally. So if we want to change the world, if we're heart-centered entrepreneurs, we truly need to do our internal work to clean up ourselves so that we stop getting in our own way from our message. And I've worked with people who are newbie entrepreneurs to 8-figure business owners. And let me tell you, it's the same thing for every individual I work with. And it shows up in their business in the same way as well. People have double, triple, 5 times their business in a year based on the work that we've done, because they're radically clear with where they're going. They've quieted the noise, and they don't have those self-sabotaging behaviors that are pulling them away from living their truth. And a big part of that is unhealed trauma, activating their gifts, and truly taking the path of least resistance. And I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who have joined a program of mine or worked one-on-one with me who have these very successful businesses. And after 1 or 2 sessions, they're like, oh my goodness, you called me out on my business not being my true path. But it's because they told me in a very sneaky way. And so we don't have time to waste. You only live once, unless you believe in past lives, which I do, but you only live once in this incarnation, as you are. So we don't have time to waste. So now is the time to show up. Now is the time to get your message out there. Now is the time to build your business. Now is the time to do that internal work, because if not now, then when? And if you're watching this video right now, or even in this group, you're here to do big things, and you got to meet yourself fully in order to meet others and expand your capacity to serve.
Absolutely. And I like what you said about, the inner work. A lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people just in general, when things aren't working the way they'd like in their life or business, the first thing they'll do is what you mentioned, is find a fix, something to sort of ease the pain or make the pain go away.
Yeah.
Another thing a lot of people do is they look for the problem outside themselves.
Yeah.
So if maybe it's my external environment, maybe I'm going to try and control and change things outside of me so that I don't have to change. Right. Yeah. So we can, and that makes sense. If your office isn't working for you, certainly you're going to, pretty it up or organize it so you can be more functional. That makes sense. But that is not the kind of work that we're talking about here. This is the deep inner work. And another thing you said about if not now, when? And the question I like to ask as well is, and how long are you willing to stay in this stuck state, right? How long have you been here? And how much longer do you want to keep waiting, because your truth is waiting? And I've been in this position where I've done things in my business that worked well. And, but it wasn't where I got fired up. It wasn't where my true talents came out of, so it's so important, the work that you're doing to help people get that clarity, because time is, we can't produce any more of it. Right? So lovely. So, when it comes to this inner work that you were talking about, what would be one or maybe two practices that you could share with the audience that are listening right now? And as I said earlier, Deidre is going to be one of our speakers at the Expand Your Influence event. So we're going to have a lot of time with you where you can share a lot of, but just for now, what would be one or two things that is a practice or a tool that you could share to help people get started?
Yeah, well, it's the basic law of expansion contraction. So there's 4 different stages of turning your light on, which is essentially waking up to the truth of who you are and who you're meant to be into your full potential. And there's different stages of it. And I'll be talking more about this at the event, which I'm so excited for. And you mentioned earlier, Jackie, that someone was popping on and they had a VIP ticket. One of the things that one of my mentors said to me, never go to an event without getting a VIP ticket, because you always get like 10 to 100 times the value. So you're watching right now and you got a regular ticket or you haven't bought your ticket yet, make sure to upgrade, because there's so many more perks always. So that's a good piece of advice. The next piece is, when you are feeling contracted in an environment, in a relationship, or just in general, you feel like contraction, it's your body saying no. Okay. So, and then there's a different level of, is this my past trauma or is it my intuition? Well, usually with past trauma, you will know that it's connected to something. And we'll get a little bit more into that in this talk that I'm going to do at the event. So I highly recommend showing up for that. It's going to be really powerful. But if you feel a contraction in anywhere in your life, it's your body saying no. And when your body says no, you have to listen, because if you don't, it's going to turn into disease and other manifestations of just not feeling the way that you want to feel. The second practice is surround yourself with people who want you to be who you really are. I remember, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this event, I'm saying go VIP, buy the ticket, get out of your own way, listen to the nudge, is because, 7 years ago, I was in a marriage I wasn't happy in. I had low self-esteem, low self-worth. From the outside looking in, it looked like I had it all together. But on the inside, I wasn't living my purpose. I wasn't doing what I really, truly was called to do. And then a friend of mine invited me to an event. And I was successful at my other business. And that one event, I met all of my best friends at. And that was when my entire life started to shift, because I was surrounding myself with more people who got me, who wanted me to be my authentic self. And my life has completely transformed from then. And that's a big reason why I'm doing this work now, is because I went to an event that gave me affirmation. So be around the right people. Listen if your body feels contracted, it's no. If it feels expanded, or you feel a lean in towards someone or a lean in right now, that's your body saying yes, your soul saying yes. So listen to those nudges. And the more you listen, the more magic will happen in your life.
I love that. And I just want to say to the people listening, for anyone who already has a ticket, there's an extra little bonus in the swag. And I'm gifting an extra guest ticket so if you're listening here and you haven't picked up your swag, because many people, we have some people, we're shipping gifts to England, we're shipping gifts to Calgary, we're going to be shipping a gift down to the United States. We're just starting this event. It's going to be an annual affair, if you will. So that gift is in the swag. And so if you're listening and you haven't picked that up, pop me a message. We'll get you on board. And if you haven't registered for the event, you really want to come on. Maybe one of your friends is already in the event, and you could send them a message and ask them if they have a ticket, because we really want to bring in as many people as possible. The work that you do and the work that all the speakers that are coming to this event is so important right now. If we want to make that positive shift in the world and start changing what's going on right now, we can, and we can do it in community. That's the key. So I love what you said, and I know some of the people that you are hanging out with. You're in British Columbia, so we're still Western Canada buddies. Yeah. One day we'll be able to get together again soon and spend more time together. This event was going to be live in person. So we'll make sure when we do it again, it's going to be at a time of year where it's hot and sunny here in Winnipeg. And who knows, maybe we'll take it across the country. We have another person popping in saying, hi, amazing ladies, whoever you are. Thank you so much. So Deidre, I know people here are going to want to connect with you, and they will be hearing you and seeing you at the event. In the meantime, if someone wants to reach out, we are going to post your, what are we posting? Your Facebook group? Or
yeah, so it's my Facebook, just my business page. Business page, and then my website, and then Instagram is just at Deidre Sirianni. So you can find me on Instagram. Also, if it's okay, I just want to add one more thing.
Yes, please.
So what I've noticed most about influence, and you're going to learn so much about influence at this event. Like, I'm looking around at the speakers and I'm friends with everyone, which is so cool because I've learned from a lot of the people who are speaking. And influence comes from alignment. And so it's about showing up for what it is that you feel called to show up for, and really showing up for yourself. So alignment is how you influence. And then there's going to be a lot of practical tools and advice that you hear over the weekend. But I'm really excited about it because all of the speakers are radically aligned. And that's really exciting to be a part of this. So thanks for having me. And I can't wait to do the event.
Yay! Thanks everyone for watching, and reach out to Deidre and join her Facebook group. Share this to your friends. There's people out there that are just waiting for your dream to come to them, and by inviting them to this event as well. It could be someone sitting alone and wondering, how am I going to build my business? And they're not even aware of Expand Your Influence, which starts in 2 sleeps on September the 19th. So reach out to one of us. We'll get you all registered. You'll get the swag. You'll get the bonus. Oh my goodness, we have door prizes. We have speaker gifts. I could go on and on. I'm so excited. I've got to calm down now, get into my Zen state, and just say thank you so much, Deidre. I just so appreciate you. And so look forward to seeing you very soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.